Today, I'm gonna be talking with my boy Hope, who's a crazy vocalist that's worked with Jack Harlow, Doja Cat, Bryson Tiller, Tory Lanez, and so many more. We're gonna talk about how he got started in his journey making vocals and how he got connected all throughout the industry. So without further ado, let's get into it. You've worked obviously with a ton of great artists. You worked with Bad Bunny, worked with Jack Harlow, you've worked with Bryson Tiller. The biggest one of them, I think, is the Bad Bunny one. How did that one come about? How did your vocal get on that song?
Shout out to my boy Tech, man, Foreign Tech. Basically, I reached out to him. I met him through a couple of other brothers of mine. I had a relationship with Aki from Base Charity. He basically connected me with Foreign Tech. I talked to Tech, chopped it up with him. I think that same night that I met him, either the same night or that very next day, you were telling me about, how he loved my vocals and whatever. And I didn't even know who he was. I didn't know who he was. I had no clue. I'll be out of the loop, man. I'm kind of old school and live under a rock, low key, man. To make a long story short, what ended up happening is I sent some vocals over to Tech that night. I want to say it was that same night, man. He hit me back. He said, boom, just like that, we got a Bad Bunny record. I'm like, what? I'm like, no way, man. Yeah, he told me, he said they want the record, whatever. And I still, in this business, you learn not to put, what do they say, all your eggs in one basket. Don't get so, I'm like, all right, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited, but I'm not putting too much thought into it. I think like a week after or whatever, like it was official. It was like, yeah. And it's a lot that happened in between, even because I was still working at regular. It was a lot happening, man. It was a lot happening, bro. I was working at Amazon. Yo, my life story is crazy, bro. It's like a 3-4 book, like Revelations, you heard. I was living with my father. I left my father's. I started staying at a weekly. I'm like, man, I'm in this little chicken box of a space, man. Like I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? I got all of these little ones, man, and I can't have her born here in this little space, man. Like it's bad enough for my little ones. I can't do this. God made a way for me. I remember being at Amazon and just praying. I was like crying out to God, like, you gotta help me. A regular job is not for me. I just know it's not. All the managers want me to stay. Like, man, please don't leave, and begging me to stay. And I'm like, man, I'm here for a season.
Everything's about seasons in life. If you stay too long in one place, you got your purpose, but like as long as you're not living in that purpose forever, you got different seasons. You got different purposes throughout different seasons, which is another thing I had to learn. That's where that hit me. Where it's like my purpose right now is this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. But as the seasons change, my purpose changes,
Yes, sir. That's wisdom. And, you learn that through trial and error, man. That's something that happened with me. I'm throwing these boxes at Amazon, and I'm like, man, this can't be it. This is the first time I really had, like, a real breakdown, and I kind of shut down. This is, like, before the Bad Bunny, like, right before the Bad Bunny situation. I get a text from my brother Aki, man, and he tells me, he said, you got a Grammy nomination. He was asking me, was it my first? And I'm like, huh? I'm sitting there tripping, like, what?
And this is already before Bad Bunny.
This is before Bad Bunny, bro. I met Base Charity, the guys I was telling you about. They came from Switzerland to California, man, and I met these cats, man. This is my first time meeting them in person. Me and Aki, we built a, rapport. I didn't know the other 3 members. I just knew him. We was talking back and forth and working. But yeah, he texted me. He told me that we got the record with Eladio, another dope artist from Puerto Rico. Got that joint with him, and I was tripping. I was tripping out. And I'm sitting there in my Amazon
uniform.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like tripping, like, yo. I said, after this, I'm gonna get a record with Bad Bunny. Next thing you know, boom, all of this stuff just started happening. And I'm like, yo.
Did that Bad Bunny record get nominated at the Grammys?
It did, man, at the Latin Grammys. It sure did.
So you've got 2 Grammy nominations so far at this point.
Yes, sir.
So you get the Bad Bunny record, you get the confirmation from it, and then that's when you start to leave Amazon?
So I got the confirmation. I'm sitting there crying my eyes out too, because I had to pull my children out of school because they was going to school to where my father was, and I had to pull them out of school because I was no longer staying over there. I'm crying my eyes out, but I'm like, it's kind of bittersweet because I got this record. I don't know, like I don't know how to feel right now. I remember being late for work. I hate being late to anything, man. I showed up to a job 4 hours early. And everybody remembered me from that point on. If I'm on time, I'm late. If I'm ahead of time, I'm on time. I just remember being late, and I hit up my brother. Shout out to my brother Deshaun in Baltimore, man. Help carry a brother through, man, because he gave me a couple of dollars that he really didn't even have to spare me. I'm like, yo, thank you. He's like, bro, just go home. He said, maybe God is trying to prevent you from, anything could happen, whatever. I told him, I said, you know what? I said, let me just go on in here and do this the right way. At that point, I went into Amazon. I told them, man, shout out to my boy Pablo too, man. He the one that got me the job out there. You know, hopefully this makes it to him one day. I said, I gotta go on and let this job go because I got too much on my plate right now. And I just need to focus, you know, from there. And so now I'm driving Uber. And I grew a love for Uber because not only am I meeting and networking with people, but also God is able to effectively use me now because I'm actually prophesying and I'm walking in my spiritual gifts now to the people I'm driving. It's crazy, life-changing, man.
So we go from getting the Bad Bunny record to now quitting Amazon and driving Uber. From that point on, you moved out from your father's place, you're with your kids, you're doing Uber. What's the next big break that happens for you?
In the midst of me still, like right before I left my father's, I also got a call about Friday.
Oh, yeah, about the Friday record. Okay.
3 a.m. in NY is the name of the record. I recorded those vocals, I think, 2 different places. Sitting on the bathroom floor and then in the kitchen, in my father's kitchen. Yeah, so all of this is happening.
I think the next bigger record that happens, though, is the Bryson Tiller record. I think, and I'm assuming you got that with Foreign Tech as well, right?
That one wasn't with Tech. So the Bryson joint, man, it's crazy because that was one of the first records that I ever sent to my boy from Bass Charity I was telling you about. When we first started working, that probably was the first record I sent him. You know, certain songs I know is special, you know what I'm saying? And I knew that was one of the ones. I said, yeah, this one is special. I gotta treat this one differently. I'm listening to this cat, man, Aki, you know, and I'm like, yo, this dude is different. I'm like, I'm gonna see what he does with this. You know, I sent him that along with some other joints. I want to say that record was supposed to be on DJ Mustard's album. Yeah, the Bryson Tiller joint. I want to say that was supposed to be on Mustard's project at first, if I'm not mistaken. I sent that over to my boy. When he sent it back, I was literally on my way back from LA. I'm driving and I'm listening. I'm like, yo, like this is gonna be one of those ones, man. And I fell in love with it. And I think this was 2022, 2023. And next thing you know, now we're in 2020, I think 4 when the record dropped. And that goes that this is for all y'all artists out there too, man. Artists, producers, writers, be patient. Be patient. Be patient and don't take nothing personal.
Now, how did it feel like that full circle moment now that Bryson had like such a big impact on you and now you're able to come out with a song with him? Like, how did that feel to you? Like, how did it feel when you actually heard Bryson on it?
Bryson don't miss, man. Pen Griffey, that's what he called himself, man. For a reason. His pen game is cold. Like, I'm listening to, you know, because even Bryson, like I said, I listen to his stuff, but if it's not hitting, it's not hitting. That joint was so cold. I'm like, yo, he told a full out story. Like, the record is called Calypso. If you really listen to what he's saying, he painted a full out picture. It's been played worldwide. This is, and by somebody that I used to listen to. I'm so grateful, bro. I'm grateful, man.
I think your newest record is that Jack Harlow record with Doja Cat. So how did that one come about? That one, to me, when I saw that, I'm a huge Jack Harlow fan. I used to love listening to him grow up. So seeing that you got a record with him was like, whoa, you know? So how did that record come about?
It's crazy because I don't even know much about Jack Harlow, man. I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of newer artists that I don't know too much about. I hear names and I'm like, okay, I look them up. Jack is cold, man. He's cold. I'm listening. I'm like, yo, this boy is spitting, man. He's spitting. You know, that was the first record I heard from Jack that made me like really respect his pen. When I heard the record that he did with Doja, I'm sitting there, I was just in disbelief. Dylan Graham, shout out to Dylan Graham. He's like the muscle behind it. He's the muscle behind it. Also, man, shout out to Houston. Houston produced it. Houston actually introduced me to Dylan Graham. He put the sound together for the song. You know, all of the instrumentation and different things. He laid down he basically built around the foundation I laid. I laid the foundation vocally. He built around it. He reached out. He told me that, you know, it was a possibility for the record.
So that Jack record comes out. I don't know if it's been the biggest one, but it's been the most recent one. And obviously because it's Jack and he's more of a pop artist now, it's been like one of the more buzzy ones. I think there was one more record I wanted to ask you about, and it was the Tory record. That was the first placement you had. Well, before we even get into that, how did you get into making vocals as a whole? What made you say like, I'm gonna make vocals for songs, and not even like writing like the whole song, but what makes you say like, I'm gonna make vocals for artists?
You know, it was prophesied to me. I remember this young dude, He was 17, I was 19. I was smoking and drinking at the time, you know what I'm saying? I was out there, you know, I was living a whole completely different lifestyle. And his brother called me out. He said, I see you doing music. I never met this dude, he never knew nothing about me. He said, the songs that you're writing, your children will never have to want for nothing ever again. He said, keep on writing them. And I'm like, wow, I'll never forget this. I remember being in Baltimore, man, I think 2016, I want to say. We was in Park Heights. I went out to visit my mom's. I recorded quite a few records, but I said to myself, I want to do something different. I recorded these vocals and I just started stacking harmonies and I just started doing other stuff and then just building around it, and everybody is like, we all in the room tripping like, yo, we going off. And instead of taking that post down, because I lost a lot of different posts, I didn't care who did like it and didn't like it. I liked it. And I said, I'm not getting rid of this. Sure enough, fast forward some years down the line, the dude that was telling you Houston produced it, he reached out to me, and I was building a relationship with him. Houston connected me with Dylan. You know, he reached out to Dylan. Dylan, you know, loved the vocals. That same week he posted something, and then next thing you know, man, that joint blew up. He told me so many people wanted to get on that record. So many artists.
And that was the first beat that you kind of sent out, right?
And then from after that, I thought about it. This is what I really thought about. I'm a musician, I'm an artist, you know. People don't really sample vocals of living people. You don't hear like vocals being sampled. Like that wasn't a big thing like that. Not saying that I was the first to do it. It's okay to say I was one of the pioneers of it. And most people don't really sample vocals. They sample the music, like old school music and all of that. Then vocals started coming along. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, I can really do something with this, you know. From there, I just started creating, man. And I loved what I was doing.
How are you recording back then? Because this was during that week where you were up in Baltimore, right?
When I recorded that was in Baltimore. I did that off of Logic, off my boy Jarris's laptop.
So that was like your first taste of like something more professional. After that point, what did you start recording with?
After that, it was BandLab. BandLab. Now, tell me how that works. You're at Logic, and then you go to BandLab. But see, my bro Jarris, he was kind of like ushering me into a lot of stuff.
This is when you're by yourself. This is like when you're starting off by yourself, you're going to BandLab.
Houston, he's the one that told me about BandLab. I stuck with it. I'm like, this is what I'm used to. I'm sticking with this. I got raw, dirty, gritty vocals, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, if a good engineer can get a hold of it and clean it up, it'll be clean. If not, take it or leave it, you know what I'm saying?
And you were using BandLab on the computer or on the phone? Because that'll make a difference.
On the phone. And then from there, I started branching out into the computer. I'm like, well, shoot, if I can get it on the phone, I'm pretty sure it'll be better on the computer.
Out of curiosity, did any of the records recorded on your phone get placed? Like any of the vocals from there?
Bryson Tiller. Also, 2 Chainz and Huncho, yeah.
That just goes to prove that, like, if anyone wants to record vocals, they can just pick up their phone and do it, right?
No excuses. I've seen people without limbs, you know what I'm saying? Without limbs out here doing it. I've seen autistic people take what you got and make what you want. And I live by that. And so I literally did just that. I took what I had. I'm like, I'm not working with much, but with what I do have, and I'm gonna make it work, man. And that's what it's been.
We know that for free, you can kind of go ahead and go to BandLab, but I know you're not like the tech whiz, but what are you using now? Like what microphone, like what would you recommend for somebody to use now? What is a two-time Grammy nominated vocalist using?
Get you some 99-cent store headphones. Say, no, I'm playing. I was recording off of, you know, the iPhones that, where you got the jack, you plug it in, and I was using those. I was using my phone, you know, an iPhone. That's what I was using. I got those, the Grammy nominations and all that off of that. And
you were doing harmonies and stacks off the phone, off the headphone, like microphone.
I was insecure about my harmonies. When I would hear my harmonies, like I got some stuff where I cringe, man, like But I started getting better. I realized if you hold the mic from back here, you know, you can get a different sound. You turn your head and do different things. You get closer. You know what I'm saying? Right now I'm using what is this? It was gifted to me by my boy Aki, X1R SE. What is this? SE Electronics is the name of this thing. Logic is the DAW. I got to get a better mic now. Now that's my next step. I'm going to get a better mic. We got to have another interview because it's going to sound much different.
So vocal ideas, how do you usually come up with them? How do you usually like sit down and write them? Do you write to piano? Do you write to like an idea they'll send you? Someone sends you a loop, they tell you, all right, here's a reference track, here are the vocals, or but how do you do it? Like if it was up to you, how do you prefer to write vocals?
So melodies for me, there's different ways for me. I feel like no person should have one set way. I listen to different tracks. From the different tracks I'll listen to, my ears are different. While somebody is going one direction with it, I'm hearing something totally different. And I would literally create a whole different song just because I got inspired from hearing something else.
So listening to different genres of music, you would say, like just overall helps your melodic ear.
Box stand, man. Like, you know, I know a lot of the African American community, you know what I'm saying, listen to like stuck with the R&B, the hip hop, the gospel. Man, I'm going out listening to, I grew up off of classical music. What else? Opera. I'm going out listening to like crazy stuff, man. Like, yeah, and I'm getting all of these different sounds and I'm meshing things together.
How do you start coming up with lyrics to your melodies?
A lot of times what I'll do is try to go based off of what I'm feeling. Kind of mumble my way through. And then when it starts coming together, you know, I'm big on syllables. From there, you know what I'm saying, now I got something. Okay, this, I can put this here, plug this here. It's like a puzzle, you know?
Do you typically do melodies first or lyrics first? Or it just depends on how you're feeling, depends how the idea is coming about?
For the most part, most of the time it is melodies. I got like 1,001 melodies in my head. Lyrics, it takes discipline, real discipline to like, cause you don't wanna just write anything, man. It just, you wanna make it have some substance, you know what I'm saying?
How many vocals are you recording in a day? Like full vocal tracks? Do you think you can record in a day?
Honestly, I think the most I've done is about anywhere from 10 to 20.
You're awesome, bro. You think you have any vocals you can send me to cook up with now?
Absolutely. Let's see what we got in here.
What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? Does it profit a king? What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? Does it profit a king to get the girl that I turn?
All right, now we can make the chords.
What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? Does it profit a king to get the girl that I turn cold? What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? Does it profit a king to get the girl that I turn cold?
I might even just delete this last chord here. So
What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? Does it profit a king to get the girl that I turn cold? Does it profit a king to get the girl that cold?
okay, yeah. Let's get a bass line.
What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? Does it profit a king to get the girl that I turn? What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? Does it profit a king to get the girl that I turn cold? What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? Does it profit a king to get the... What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul?
See if this also works nicely.
What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? Does it profit a king to get the girl that I turn cold?
This could work.
Yeah, that one stuck out.
And then G minor, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? Does it profit a king to get the girl that I turn cold? What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose
I think that sounds pretty nice.
There's a prophet and king in the ground in my jackal. What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and king in the ground in my jackal.
Let's delete this. It's 170. It should be.
What does it profit this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and ground in my jackal.
This is weird. I don't know why the
What
vocals are
does
doing
it
that.
profit this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and ground.
Should be better like this.
What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? What does it profit a man to gain this? What does it profit? What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? What does it profit? What does it profit a man? What does it profit a man to gain?
Let's try that maybe.
What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose it? What does it profit a man to gain? What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and king in the ground. What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and king in the ground. What does what 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 does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and king in the ground. What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and king in the ground. What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and king in the
There it is.
lose his soul. There's a prophet and king in the ground in my jackal. What does it profit a man to gain this world and
Right there with that effect, I think it just feels so much
Take it up.
better.
I was about to say, take it up 10 times more. Yeah.
It feels so much better.
what does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and king in the ground. What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose
This is
his
nice.
soul?
I didn't think it was gonna come out like this. Like
Yeah, that's
very,
dope.
very different than what I expected to work on with you. But I love it. I'm just gonna try to quickly arrange it. Let's take away the drums here. Let's take this away. We can even take this away.
What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose it?
Or even, you know what we could do? This could be interesting. What if we take away the effects completely and we kind of like build up to them?
What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and king in the ground in my jackal. What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul?
I want to introduce it better. That's my one issue. Because I like it,
Yeah.
but
What does it profit a man to what does it profit a man to what does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and king in the ground. What does it profit a man to gain this world and lose his soul? There's a prophet and king in the ground.
Oh, and then you know what I'm gonna do here? We're gonna cut off all the drums to give it a moment to breathe.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, comment who you want to see me interview next, and catch you on the next one.